This video will discuss and demonstrate neurographic art. Neurographica is based off the psychological method created by Pavel Piskarev in 2014. Pavel has been quoted saying that it is the art of world transformation, and I see it as the art of positive change. Neurographica can physically capture how our inner being reacts to the outer world, and it can visually transform our fear and chaos of our challenges into something more calming, peaceful, and beautiful. The first step to creating neurographic art is to think about something you wish to find peace in. Consider an area of discomfort, concern, or a challenge. Write this down in a simple word or statement on the back of your paper. If you're using watercolor paper because you wish to add paint later, then tape down your paper using masking tape. If using dry media, then tape is optional. The only purpose of using tape when painting is to keep your paper from warping and to give it a nice border. But when using tape, make sure to get it less sticky by sticking it to clothing or even skin first so that you can remove it when you're finished painting your project. Next, you'll need to choose a dark line-making material like a Sharpie or even a pen. Something permanent is definitely best, especially if you're going to add paint later. Step 2 is to focus on your challenge, whatever you wrote on the back of your paper. And for 3 long seconds, just scribble. Try to move your arm freely, filling your paper. And again, just think about that challenge and see what kinds of lines come through. This is a very expressive activity. If any lines do not extend to the edges, continue them off the page so that no lines stop anywhere inside the edges of your paper. Your next step is the transformation. The law of attraction states that you will attract into your life whatever you focus on. You're going to now curve out all of your corners to transform your image and also, hopefully, your reality. You're going to turn the cause of your stress into something beautiful and positive. Check each of your line intersections and make sure that you are rounding out all of those corners. As you're doing this, you might find yourself highly focused and caught up in the moment of what you're doing. And that's exactly what you want to have happen. The purpose is to go into a bit of a meditative state so that you can actually stop thinking about what worries you and find some more peace. When all of your corners have been rounded out, step 4 is to add additional lines to enhance your composition. And where to put them is up to you. You do want to think about balance and your overall composition. You want to look at this now as a piece of art that you have control over. And really, this is a metaphor of your life too. You want to think of your challenge as something now that you also have control over. So add lines as you wish and then round out those corners as well. So Neurographica really connects science with art. A neuron is a cell that carries messages between the brain and the body parts, and it is the basic unit of our central nervous system. A graphic is the artistic use of pictures, shapes, and words. Russian psychologist Piskarev claims that Neurographica awakens dormant neuroconnections, which stimulates positive change within the artist. Now, a piece of neurographic art could be kept without color, and the lines could be made with colors other than black. However, I'm going to recommend that you take the next step, which is to enhance your work with color. Use watercolor paint, colored pencils, or whatever you have available. Paint and pencils were great for blending. You can color inside shapes with solid or blended colors depending on your preference, and you can change colors whenever you wish. I personally recommend you use 3 or more colors for variety regardless of the art medium you choose to work with. Also, experiment with the use of different values from dark to light throughout your shapes. In addition, experiment with layering colors regardless of your choice of art medium. And you can even layer different art mediums together, for instance, colored pencil over top of dried watercolor paint. Now, if you taped your edges down, you will want to remove your tape at a 90-degree angle when your work is finished and dry. Remove your tape very slowly so that you do not tear your paper. And if by chance your paper starts to tear, stop pulling and begin removing the tape from the other direction. When your work is complete, the final step is to reflect on the process and product. Ask yourself some questions. Did you enjoy the process? How did you feel while you were making this work of art? And how do you feel now? Next, I'm going to show you another option. There are variations to neurographic art. For example, you could use colored Sharpie for your neurographic lines. I used gray here. And then you could enhance with colored pencil instead of with watercolor paint. You also can add a shadow using black or any dark color to one side of each colored section. This can make it look like your neurographic lines are above your colored sections, casting a shadow onto them. Another option is to trace shapes when adding in your extra lines. You can use any shapes you choose. I just prefer circles myself. Just don't forget to round out any additional corners and sharp edges that you create when adding in these additional shapes. As you can see, neurographic art can be created with a wide variety of materials and in many different ways. I hope you find a way that works well for you and that you enjoy this process. Thanks for watching.